still feel any different playing a former team that you spent 18 years with?
Again, it would feel different if it was going back to Green Bay. But I have a lot of love for the organization. But, if we were playing Lambeau, that would be a little different feeling for sure.
What are your emotions heading into Sunday?
Just excited about the game.
How close are you with some of the guys? I know there's not that many guys left that were there when you were
Ain't
there.
that many guys, yeah. I don't know many of the guys over there. The guys I talked to, and I was looking at my phone, I got a text from the photographer, Evan, I love. The nutritionist, Adam, hit me up yesterday. My longtime buddy, Nate, one of the trainers, hit me up Monday. So I was with those guys for the majority of the 18 years, with Evan for about 12 to 15 and Adam for about the same and Nate for 18 and some of the equipment guys for a long time, Flea, Brian, the head trainer, for all 18. So a lot of great relationships over there.
You've talked about the prestige of both the Steelers organization and the Packers. Did you see similarities in the close-knitness maybe of the Steelers organization when you were looking at coming here in free agency? Were there similarities between here and Green Bay that stood out to you or that made this appealing to you?
Well, Mike T made it appealing to me, but I was around Pittsburgh people my entire football career, starting with Mike McCarthy for 13 years. Mike's from Greenfield, and his love for this city and how he talked about it and playing, playing with Dom Capers on the staff and Darren Perry and Kevin Green and Ben McAdoo in my room and Frank Signetti and Luke Getsy, Alex Van Pelt, a lot of people from this area. So I knew a lot about it just from talking to those guys. I knew what a great sports town it is, what a great tradition the Steelers have, and that was definitely a part of it. But like I said, Mike T was the first reason.
Kind of on the same note, how special is it to play for two iconic franchises, as you called them when you first got here?
Yeah, there's only a few of those kind of cornerstone franchises in the league, and Packers obviously been around for over 100 years, and Steelers been around for a long time. We've got a great history. It's a great sports town. We were at the hockey game last night, saw Sid score a goal, and Sid, Letang, and Gino all been on the team, I think, 21 years, which is amazing. I'm in my 21st season, so I know how hard it is to stick around as long as those guys have. So there's something special about the connection. I'm in the suite with Mario's bodyguard Jay up there. Had a great conversation with him. Kiesel's in there as well. I played against Kiesel. That's one of the cool things that Kiesel and I were talking about last night, how in Green Bay and in Pittsburgh there's iconic players, and they come back around, and they live in the city, and they call Pittsburgh home full time, and there's something special about that. Always said there's something in the water when you look at the great quarterbacks that have come from the area, but it's fun to be a part of this organization and the iconic Packers organization for so long too.
Aaron, you played against Cleveland. What did you like about how you and the offensive line handled Garrett? And is any of that applicable to Parsons this week, or is he deployed completely different?
Well, he's deployed maybe a little different because he moves around a little bit more than maybe Miles does. But, again, those two are in the conversation of the very few players in the league that you actually have to have four hands on at all times. We felt this way about our guy here, TJ. We played him last year. We wanted to make sure he wasn't getting a lot of singles. And played against Micah before. He's a phenomenal player. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's a game record. And you got to know where he's at all times.
Watching last Thursday's game, I couldn't help but think about the 2009 game the Packers at Heinz Field. Were you thinking about that game at all?
2009?
Yeah. I think it was 37-36.
I remember that game. Yeah, we had a big night throwing it. Starting with Greg down the middle for about 85. And then James Jones, on the shake route to go ahead, and then Ben let him down the field. Back shoulder Mike for the win. No, I wasn't thinking about that game, but that was a fun game till the last seconds.
Aaron, have you are you in any contact with Jordan Love at all? And he's been very, he's talked about how you're impacting him early in his career, and what have you made of this about?
Yeah, I texted with him last week because they had played a couple common opponents, so we had a couple texts back and forth. He's a great kid, man. He really is. I enjoyed my time with him. I'm not surprised by how he's playing. He's playing great. His progression was like mine, kind of where you just kind of first year you're getting your feet wet, second year you feel a little bit more confident. By the time the third year comes around, you're ready to play. I had my kind of moment in 07 against Dallas, where I came in when Brett got hurt and played well. He had kind of his moment against Philly in 22, where he came in, I got banged up, and he looked great. And I think that was kind of the message to the organization that this guy's ready to play. I felt like it in 07. He probably felt like it in 22. So really happy for him. He's one of the real good guys in the league. I'm sure his leadership is continuing to grow over there. But I like the way he's playing. You know, he's super accurate. He's taking care of the football. He's being opportunistic, making great throws down the field and using his legs as well.
You know, when you guys played in 09, when Brett came in, when you guys played the Vikings for the first time, Brett had a big game. It was considered like a quote Brett Favre revenge game. And obviously, the dynamic there when he left was different than maybe when you did. Is that an apples to apples comparison in terms of emotions?
No.
Not you don't view this as a quote revenge opportunity or whatever narrative we want to try to throw out there?
I don't.
Why
How
not?
do you
Why
view
not?
this then?
Why not? Well, Brett got traded, and then he went to one of the hated rivals. You know, I was in New Jersey for a couple of years. I don't have any animosity toward the organization. Obviously, I wish that, you know, things have been better in our last year there, but, you know, I have a great relationship with a lot of people.